Suspects.
I've been meaning to tell you, I don't think I can because that is the weekend of my work Christmas party.
You saw it on Facebook.
We're going to go
Yeah.
on.
10 seconds.
And you're looking at a live shot in Meadville, and I think these guys are basically what you call getting creamed tonight. There's just not a lot of let up as we look at the tops there and other places down in that direction. There is a band coming off the eastern Cleveland suburbs that is just pounding Meadville, sometimes Conneaut Lake and whatnot. So we are back, Jen and I, doing the thing. It's weather and news together, as you probably have come to imagine. And it's a weather kind of night, and weather is making news, I should say. So I'm going to give you a little forecast. Jen's going to give you a little news. We've got reports of accidents and trees down, and other hucklebuck going along. Certainly the power outages are not good. So now that we've got everything in place, if you got a chance to join us this afternoon, we appreciate you. Feel free to check in, and we'll do it all over again, and hopefully a little bit differently. Hello.
Hello.
You're on. We're on.
We're on. I got to turn my scanner on because I'm back here out of the
See, this is news as it breaks.
I got it.
Dorian is here. Jen has her scanner on in case other things happen.
Yep.
Because
Gotta be able to listen.
lots of things have been happening. So what's the latest from your department?
So, a lot of people slipping off the road. Nothing horrible, thank goodness. Couple trees down. I've been keeping an eye on the power outages.
Mhm.
I checked, I want to say this was like 7:30. Yeah, it was around 7:30. Erie had just over 2,000 people without power. Now we're down to 770. So Penelec is out doing what they can. Crawford County, they
didn't have a lot to begin with.
They didn't have a lot to begin with.
But they are going up.
Yeah, they're now at 88 houses or businesses or customers, I think they're called. Warren County, there's 66, yeah.
60, and that's not bad because Erie, as Jen was saying, was up to 2,000.
Yeah.
And those are households.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of people without power.
And a lot of it is right here on Upper Peach Street.
Upper Peach Street, up the hill. The hill changes the weather.
Yep.
Accelerates the wind.
Yep.
And causes power outages.
That's actually one of our stories. Is the hotels, Splash Lagoon. We went there and they had to close because they lost power.
Right. And,
Jack's talked to a family that they're trying to find a hotel now that has power. It stinks because, you plan a family getaway vacation.
Can you imagine that, like being in the pool or
and then everything
the hot tub
black.
or the wave pool, and you're nice and warm, it's like 80 degrees.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, well, that's what that woman said. Is she said, it was scary because I couldn't see my kids. They're in the pool.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Those
Yeah.
of you who have been to Splash Lagoon.
Yeah.
And it's a nice warm place, and then
it's awesome.
Yeah.
I talked to one of the Scots and they said, obviously there's not much they can do. They regret that this has happened, but it's not their fault. And they said Penelec is doing the best they can to get everyone back up and running as safely as possible. Because
Right.
you got to think about the safety of the Penelec workers. It's easy for
When
us
you're
to
dealing, with 50 to 60 mile an hour gusts.
right.
Yeah,
It's
you
easy.
can't be up on a pole.
Right. It's easy
Yeah.
for us to sit back and
Yeah.
complain, but we got to remember that those are humans out there.
Yes, up in
So
precarious positions.
yeah.
So, let's see who's here. Oh, it's Lisa Bricker's back.
Hello,
Our
Lisa.
former 10 p.m.
Yes.
producer. Good to see you. Thomas is always with us from Harbor Creek. Linda, hello.
Hello.
Tanya, Emily, good advice. The roads are slippery
Yeah.
and the wind is blowing. Hello, Kevin. Let's see. Paul, you're in Titusville. 21 feels like 7. And that's the thing, too. The wind chills are all down in the single digits.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like outside
Yeah.
with this wind. Good question, Michelle. The wind will be better tomorrow. The snow kind of comes and goes.
Oh, really?
The cold remains. So, yes, the wind advisories and the high wind warnings are supposed to end at like 1 in the morning.
Okay.
And that doesn't mean it's not going to be windy. It just means that you're not going to get 50, 60 mile an hour gusts, damage, and that kind of thing.
And right now, our strongest gust was 50?
60 now.
60.
While we were on the news, while Jen and I were on the
Holy
news, and you had just said, and Dorian reminded me of that, you had just said, boy, you can hear the wind. It was like 5:15.
Yeah, that was it.
We got a 60 mile
Oh
an
my
hour
goodness.
gust. It was wicked.
I'm not kidding. When I was sitting there, and the wall that is behind us is an outside wall.
Yeah,
I
and
was
it's
like,
cold.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That sounds like that thing's gonna blow in.
Right. Solitaire, our singstress.
Hello.
Look at that. She loves your
Oh.
sweater, Jen.
Oh, she must not have been on earlier when I told her what I had to wear this sweater.
I think she saw the replay.
Oh, did she? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
So the sweater story real quick, because now people are probably like, what is she even talking about? This is not what I was bringing to wear to work today.
That happens.
When it's crappy out, I wear pants and like a fleece and bundle up in case, God forbid, my car goes off the road.
Or
I
the
don't
heater
wanna
doesn't work.
Right. I don't want to be in a dress, out on 90. So I always, dress up and then bring the clothes that I'm going to wear to
Right.
work. And today I forgot them. So
Here we
thankfully
are.
I had this cute little sweater in my makeup room, and
Yeah.
I've gotten so many compliments.
Yeah, it's perfect. Sometimes the weirdest things that don't work out do work out.
Yeah.
And for us, for me, I never even got my blazer or coat on.
Oh, you did it.
I mean, it's right over there. I came close at the 6, but I'm so busy,
Yeah.
She might have something there. Okay, so thanks, Larissa. I'm glad your power is back on.
Oh, yeah. Where do you live?
Yeah, tell us where you're from, you guys, if we don't already know. Tim, I know you're from Corey. With a nice look at that. There's some advertising. Do we have fun? There you go. Mike, you plow snow, my buddy in Harbor Creek. Yeah, and like we were just saying, the winds will gradually subside, but not go calm. So I know you guys that are out plowing are dealing with it, coming back on you and blowing all over the place.
Yeah.
And another great shot, Emily. Good advice here. We always say that.
Oh my God.
I think it was Joe Lang, who was saying on one of the segments that we can go out and wear a coat,
right,
just like pets can, but we're still going to get cold.
Yes.
So, especially tonight.
So when they start doing the dance, that's when it's time to bring them in.
Yeah, exactly.
On one of his segments, he said when you notice them doing the dance, like they're lifting a paw, their paws are cold.
Yeah, it's wicked on the animals. Let's see. Jim is from Waterford. Hello, Jim.
Hello.
Donald is from America, but he's in the Philippines.
Oh, that's awesome.
Donald, what? Because they're in summer down there.
Okay.
So just pass along your temperature and make us drool, okay? They dropped the wind alert in northern Ohio.
Oh.
That's good. Thanks for the update. Lori, I'm not sure where you're from, but I know the wind is wicked a lot of places. Dave Porter, Cambridge. Stay safe, and all of you. I mean, it's just a common sense thing, and that's what we were talking about
Yeah.
before. Is it's we've all been through this before,
Right.
and the heat just kicked on.
I know. I'm
Isn't
very
that
excited
nice?
about that.
There's stories behind this. There's heat wars in that
There's-
studio
Yes.
that happened, and Jen is single anchoring, and so I will say it will be warm in here.
The temperature will be comfortable.
It will be comfortable.
It will be comfortable for everyone.
That's right. We have control. Vicky, French Creek, New York. All right. It comes, and that's another good point too. It comes and it goes.
Yeah.
So just, be alert to the fact that it's typical lake effect. You drive into these whiteouts and then you drive out. Let us know where you are, Cheryl, and we will try to tell you in the next few minutes. Lost the top to the recycling bin. Very good. Not good for you, but great story. All right. As Lori Cummings Sweet says, too cold. Well, the story behind it, as we will go to some graphics and stuff in a moment, is that when Mr. Lafferty is here, he is hot-blooded. He's going through menopause.
He is.
So he doesn't like the heat. He loves throwing that air conditioner on.
Yep.
And Jen, on the other hand, and see, I live by a door here. And we have a thermostat in here, and we have a thermostat in the studio. And I've seen it when they've run the AC that it's been 69 in there and 67 or 65. So we have these.
There's no reason to have it that cold in here.
Yeah, so we play with the heat. We can't have this blower on that you hear behind us during the news, but we crank it up before we go on, as we are doing now. And Solitaire, who runs Robertson Rescue, which is a dog rescue.
Oh, that's right.
Right? So they can't stay out for more than 20 minutes in the Midwest under 32.
Wow, that's interesting.
So thank you for the tip. Becky Benson, we love keeping you updated.
Yes.
We hide away. We hide away in this corner of the building so the other people can't get to us, and we update you. It's true.
I thought I heard something on the scanner. That's why.
All right. Great to hear from you, John, in Tidiute. Glad the wind is slowing there. Look, Bill Palmer is here. William Palmer. We have a Bill Palmer here too. How much snow are we seeing here? Hang on, we'll tell you. Wind is not bad in Sagertown. Connor, good to see you again. Randy, Shenango Valley, 3 inches. Okay, and Travis, welcome back. Not bad in Conneautville. All right. Jen's going to listen to her scanner. I'm going to try to show you some graphics here and answer your questions, and just pipe in, obviously. Meadville is just getting very, and we were showing you that. Brandy, appreciate your report. Aubrey, take your time. Currently, oh man, yeah, there's some wicked bands coming in here.
Brandy, are you originally from Northeast? Brandy Oppenheimer, I think I saw her on the.
Yeah, she's in here.
I think she's originally from Northeast.
Are you originally from Northeast? Let us know, because I'm going to show you Meadville right now. It's actually lessened up, but it was thumping there. Donnie Lee, hello. Winter, I hate to tell you this, Michaela, but winter is only a week old.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's a wicked sight. So thank you. I am originally from Northeast.
So was Craig your brother?
Now we have Old Home Week.
Yeah, I think I know. And I think your dad was a state trooper.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
The name sounds familiar. Yeah. Okay. Hello, Bridget from Summit. We will go through the rotation of the, and I will show you that too. Yeah, you got some wicked.
2 hours to get home?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Because Edinburgh was getting chomped too, and Craig
Aw.
was their brother.
Yep.
Okay.
I knew your family. You guys live not too far from us.
This PSP, yeah,
Yep.
Wendy, and we're gonna do the tour now, you guys, just to show you how the conditions are highly variable around the area. We've got Crawford here, and you can see the people coming out of the tops there. And the snow is blowing, but it's not coming down, at least at that location, as heavily as it was. Take you over to Edinburgh, and it was thumping in Edinburgh too.
Yeah.
It was coming down hard.
Yeah.
So let me make sure I got the right router here. Try that again. Let's see a little break in Edinburgh. Now the wind is still there, and the cold is still there. Snow-covered and slippery roads, but the snow is not as thick at the moment. Now I want to go over to Conneaut Lake, because you guys in Crawford County, now you can see the trees, and it's a beautiful sight across the lake, but I do want to just pan it up to where there's more light, just to get a little better look at maybe how hard it's snowing. And again, what you're hearing in the background there is Jen's scanner,
Yeah,
because we're always, we got work to do. So the snow is blowing as you look at the flag there in Conneaut Lake. But
They need me. I gotta go.
she's got to go. Come back if you can.
I will. Bye. Sorry.
She's got work to do. So anyway, here is Route 322 in Conneaut Lake. And you can see it's a lot of blowing snow. If you look right in there a little tighter, right? We're looking up at Silver Shores Restaurant there and Route 322. And when you get near any light, you can see it just blowing horizontally. So you guys in Crawford have been getting thumped. We'll go back to the lake shore and show you Girard here and a couple more sites in the airport. And again, a lot of wind, but the snow is light there at Erie International. And down the road about 8 miles on Route 20, there's Girard. Again, the wind, but not a lot of heavy snow going on at those locations. We did Meadville. We'll go across the street here. Our location, Summit Township. This is Peach Street right here. And people are moving and the visibility doesn't seem to be too bad. Let me try and give you another shot of Peach Street. And yeah, traffic is moving. It's not snowing heavily, but again, it's the wind. The wind chill factor is in the single digits and it's cold out there. So one more shot over here to Warren, where they had a burst, but it's slowed down. But you can see the ribbons on the trees there moving around. And finally, we will end up on Erie's Bayfront, trying to take a look at the Sheraton. And the camera shakes, but not a lot of heavy snow. So that's the deal with that. And I'm going to take you over to radar to kind of keep you updated there. Hello, Vicki. Good to have you here. Thanks, Marianne from Corey. Laura, thank you. Good to have you in from Edinburgh. Jeremy Brandon, nice to see you. Yeah, we saw that zero visibility. It was wicked. I don't have a camera in Akron, but I have a radar, so that's what I'm going to do. Celine, the airport queen, good to see you. Trisha, hello. Yeah, the bands were to the south there, no doubt about it. So let me go to some radar here to try to get a look at the local area, as well as, I can take you down to Columbus there and see what's going on there. But the latest radar, you guys can see what's going on here. There's not a whole lot of activity in Erie County. A little bit up by Northeast here. I should have shown you that camera. But this is the stuff that's been knifing in, all right? So that's the stuff that's been clipping Conneaut Lake, which is right there, and over to Meadville. And of course, and whoever wanted Ohio, there is Ohio. So if you're coming up from the Columbus area, and you're gonna run into this stuff by Ashland, Medina, and going into Cleveland. And it really doesn't matter which way you take. If you go in on, 480 and out into Meadville there. There's still bands there. And if you use 90 and you're coming up through Euclid, Kirtland, Painesville, Madison, Ashtabula, you know, you're going to run in and out of snow too. So it's really got you boxed in coming up from Kentucky. And we can go, I can go to a more national radar look here and to show you that widening out here. Down in, there's still snow, you know, Lexington up to Cincinnati, picking up different snow, okay? And then you see the even worse stuff like Cleveland shooting north of Pittsburgh. And then a lot of a break here in Erie County. Here comes another one. This, what's what you call a Lake Huron fetch here. It's starting in Lake Huron, picking up moisture there, and then picking up more over Lake Erie. So that's a double lake. And you can see how intense that band is. Okay, and if I put the Buffalo radar, if any of you guys are going up north towards Buff, you can see that band right there. Okay, so there's really low visibility, Dunkirk, Silver Creek, that area right there, just from that band that's originally starting in Lake Huron. So we'll go back to local here. Let me get back to you guys. I want to make sure I keep up with you. So hopefully that showed you what you needed to see there. Lori Nicholson, good to see you. Our weather is very fascinating. Yeah, they get that way, don't they, Travis? All right, so what can you expect? We'll go through a short little thing going on here. And talk about the wind. It's basically the wind, the cold, and the snow, guys. And we were touching on this earlier. So, you know, we call it winter, right? Snow will come and go. The wind will continue to blow, but be less, yes, than it was today. And it will feel at times, and it already is, like 0 or below. Now, there's multitudes of watches and warnings, but I want you to pay special attention to the pink and the green are the warnings, okay? And you can see why they have a winter storm warning. Now, they have this until January 2nd, which is Friday. So the pink is for the next 4 days, okay? Because Buffalo's not messing around. They're not doing it by chunks. They're just saying winter storm warning into Friday morning, okay? And you can see why. For us in Pennsylvania, whether it's the lake effect snow warning, it's till 4 p.m. tomorrow, or if you're north of 90 where it's not as bad, you don't get a warning, you get an advisory for less snow, and that still expires tomorrow at 4 p.m. So we're kind of taking it in chunks here. And other advisories, Mercer, Venango, Forest, Elk, Ashtabula. Okay, so that sets the stage. Now, as far as what's going on with the bands, this is, you see this band, that's the one we showed you up here. And this is a computer model forecast. And it's verifying pretty nicely. Not a lot in Erie County right now. And here's the other one that's knifing into Conneaut Lake and Meadville. So you have basically 2 distinct bands here. And you can see how they kind of morph. But these areas over here in Western Crawford are getting thumped. And Albion to Edinboro, you're in for another thumping after midnight. You guys up in New York State, it's like, okay, it shifts around a little bit, but much, this is, you know, overnight tonight, it's still there. Now, as you go into tomorrow, you're still getting a good shot in Crawford and Western Erie and New York State, but they start to move. And then later on tomorrow, this is what I call equal opportunity snow. It's a clipper. It's not necessarily lake effect. It's a little low pressure area we call a clipper that just sprays snow over everywhere. So the lake effect kind of wanes a little bit tomorrow afternoon, And then this clipper snow comes across tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. And then it morphs back into lake effect during Wednesday. So that's the deal. And that's why we're doing this chunk by chunk, because with every wind direction, it changes. Now, people were talking about how much snow. So this model is going to take you out through tomorrow and into Wednesday morning, which is basically what we're looking at. So you're looking at totals of over 6 inches and sometimes up to 10 in this area. And there's that band off of New York State, all right, where they can get 10, 15 or more. All right. So, and this is probably a conservative estimate. You see how we're doing here, and you can see that, you know, the lakeshore, if I zoom in here, if you're north of 90, just like Brandy was talking about, working in Erie, not so bad. 2 to 4, maybe a little more. You go down through here, you get thumped. All right. And that's the deal for that. So for those of you interested in accumulation, that's for the short term. Now, there's all kinds of, you know, other, shall we say, models that'll give you, and it'll spit out different things. But I think that's fairly accurate for now. So that's the snow. Those are the watches and warnings. Let's graduate to the winds here. All right, just because they blow things around and they get you cold. So right now, 21 to 37, the wind is actually lowering. All right, because we had a peak gust at 5:15 at Erie International Airport that went from 54, and I got to change this. This was right around 5:15, up to 60. So the winds have been strong, but of course they still are to an extent, but they're showing signs of coming down a bit. Okay, so let's take a look at that with another model. Here's future wind gusts, and like we said, we're gusting to 37. So this model's saying around 40. And as you go through tonight into tomorrow morning, you're more in the 20s and 30s instead of the 40s and 50s to 60. So something to keep in mind there. So although it's still windy and you can still lose power, it's not as bad. And you can see what Jen was just talking about. These are households without power. Okay, so you got like 1,000 in Chautauqua County, 1,000 in Ashtabula. Erie had 2,000, now down to 600 households. Meadville up to 200, Mercer 100, 200 in Franklin, and under 100 in Warren County. So that's the state of everything right now. So just that's the wind side of things as far as the wind, you know, doing damage. Now, here's the wind chill. Right now, outside it feels anywhere between 0 and 12. Okay, and I like to run these wind chill forecasts just to show you that regardless of the snow coming and going, the wind is strong enough to keep the chills there. All right, this is, you know, tomorrow, Wednesday. There's your reinforcing shot Wednesday into Thursday. When the clipper goes by, you get a shot of even colder air. You see that? That's Thursday. So the snow comes and goes, but the cold is here into Friday. And I think what we're going to see is things relaxing over the weekend because, you know, everybody wants to have a little light at the end of the tunnel. And that is the light at the end of the tunnel. Let's see who else. Ray, good to have you back with us. Julianne, always a pleasure. Yeah, the cold will be coming down to Tampa. No, winter just started a week ago. Sorry. Dan, good to see you, sir. Yes, trees have been coming down because of the wind, but hopefully, because the winds are coming down as much, the power outages hopefully will be, and the trees and all that stick. All right, thanks. And I want to again put up, and I'm going to put our email address for you. And Brandy, feel free to take advantage of this, as well as any of you other folks that would like to report weather, or send a picture, or just tell us what's going on in your area. All right. I'm going to give you the email right here, and here it is. Feel free to send us a picture. Tell us how much snow you've measured, that kind of thing. We'd love to hear from you. Shelley Benjamin, good to see you. Weather is always changing. Keep that in mind. Becky Linton, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for all you've done over the years. Suzanne, the prodigal, good to see you. I am doing okay tonight. Hanging in there. How are you doing, Julie? Randy, great to have you on board. Scott Baker, winds have calmed down in Titusville. That is a good thing. So yeah, if you guys want to shoot us some pictures, some snow amounts that you have measured, feel free to do that for us, because we'd love to hear from you too. So as Solitaire from Robertson Rescue would say, just keep the pets safe and warm, whether you have kitties or whether you have livestock or whether you have puppies. And the other thing that I always want to mention too is, you know, if you're going out, clear off your car, especially the windshields. That's not safe. And for the first responders, and I'd like to show this here. If you got a fire hydrant on your property, give them a little room there. Dig it out. Always a good idea for that. So those are the three main elements: the snow, the wind, and the cold. And that's pretty much what it's looking like. If you remember, just after midnight, our high was 61, and we've dropped down to 21. And these are snow reports from 6 o'clock. So if any of you guys have updates, I know Laura, you probably will. You know, basically right along the lakeshore, there wasn't a whole lot that reported at the airport. Celine and Dan, if you got something that you got in your backyard, feel free to send it to me. I'd really appreciate that, because I don't know if they're getting windswept out there and it's cutting down. But as you can see, the snowbelt towns like Union City and Edinburgh are getting more, and are continuing, just like Brandy said, from Meadville, at least 6 inches down there. So that's what's going on there. Now, as far as what you can expect going into the new year, we're going in typical winter fashion, but we are going to have a break for the weekend. So I wanted to take a couple minutes and at least deal with that, because I have to, you know, do a little bit more work here. Hello, Patsy from Cambridge. Thanks for being here. And Joshua, good to hear from you. Thanks for that update. Tara, Franklin, good to have you. Pat Deck, always good to see you. Nancy, getting a little break in Edinburgh. So, and Erie County is getting a break here, believe it or not. So thank you for all you guys coming in. All right. So as far as going down the road a little bit, I'm gonna shoot a couple more things at you here. For this week, we call it the pink stinks, right? And what we mean by that is we use pink as the coloration for Arctic air. So if you look at the jet stream, it's just in perfect position. It's dipping, and it's allowing all the stuff from Canada and the Arctic to just spill across the Midwest and the Great Lakes. And if you want to see what that means up to the second in temperature, just take a look at this. Okay, this is what you call the Arctic Express, and it's just coming down. All right, so we are in that pattern here where the central and eastern United States is getting pummeled. And that's the way it's going to be for this week. Now, I can tell you, and we've looked at some stuff as we go into, and let me take it out a little bit further here while I got a couple minutes. And you can see here the blues. I guess that's why they call it the blues. Takes a break. Now, here comes this clipper from the Midwest, all right? So this is for tomorrow night, Wednesday morning. Equal opportunity snow. Everybody gets some, and then the winds realign, and we start the lake effect process again Wednesday night into Thursday. But then this high comes down. And although there's snow around popping up, there's not as much Thursday and Friday. And what we were looking at here is what we call, the 6 to 10 day outlook. And if I can find it here, I can show you. I might have to just plop it on and remove the dates. But as we go into the weekend, what I'm trying to say is that there is going to be a little bit of a break into early next week. All right. So you do have a little bit of a respite coming, and I'll show you the 7 day in just a minute once I find what I want to find here. Sorry about the delay. Geez. Okay. Help is on the way. All right. Okay, don't pay any attention to the dates here. I'm going to take those off. But what's on the bottom here is relevant. Okay. All right. There is some milder air. That's the 8 to 14. Excuse me. Sorry. Let me try the right model here. And again, I'm going to have to take these off for you. The cold is moving out a little bit. And what they're looking at here in that kind of grayish area is what we would call near normal temperatures for our area. So where this is for and when this is for is basically early next week. So as you go into the weekend and early next week, there's going to be a little bit of a break. I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination that this stuff is coming here. I'm just saying that temperatures are going to recover a little bit. And you're going to see this in the 7 day forecast. I want to show that to you here. Just so you can get an idea. All right. So probably New Year's Day here is the coldest day. And there's still going to be snow around Thursday and Friday, but it's not as intense as what we're looking at here. And then you can see we're not really putting any snow in the forecast over the weekend. So that's why I mean a little break. And for Monday, temperatures could actually come up a little bit above freezing. So it's this period in here and probably into Tuesday where you're going to catch somewhat of a thaw. And then I think midweek next week, it's just going to go down again. All right. So I wanted to point that out because, it's always good to see some breaks. GFS, good to see you. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Well, I guess there's always some outliers that can get that. But for the near term, not yet. Let's put it that way. Chatty Cathy, great to have you here from Youngsville. 20 gust of 12. I thought you said 29.2 inches of snow. That was scaring me for a second. You're really making my forecast look bad. Charlie, how's it going out there on the streets? Thank you, Travis. And thanks for measuring, Laura. I know it's tricky out there. So yeah, for tomorrow, I'll probably end with that because that's what I want to look at here. What's your location again, Nicole? Tell me your location, please. And somebody else popped in here. Oh, Suzanne from Ohio. How you doing? Not as bad out there. Okay, so let me backtrack just for a minute here and do
a little more with the estimates on amounts and such. Just bear with me. Got to find my data here. All right. All right. Just trying some different angles here. Okay. This again is into Wednesday, but I think this is a little bit underdone. So let me change one thing here, and that'll change the picture. All right. So remember, this stuff's going to come in waves. All right. So you're talking about some good thumping snow here that can go, obviously into Wednesday with some higher amounts. Now, I'm not sure again where you were from, but let me go back and check. Thank you. Yeah, winter, I guess it didn't actually come in like a lion because it wasn't bad right before Christmas, but yeah, now it is. Good point. Nicole, you're in Fairview. So yeah, I mean, you're going to be looking at, if you're staying along the lakeshore, it's a lot better. But if you've got to go through the snow belt, you're in the next 2 days. These are the totals that you're looking at. Okay. So you're looking at areas that have, 10, 15 inches of snow easy, and maybe more. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, we'll be here on the nightcap. Not like I say, Sue, there's not a whole lot going on the lakeshore, but through Wednesday, you're looking at, I guess, 4 to 6. Okay. So we are at 9:29 right now. Well, that's good focus. Try to fix that a little bit for you guys. Gotta get moving. Gotta get stuff ready for the 10 o'clock news. If you're able to get us on Fox 66 at 10, we'll be there. Jet 24 Action News at 11, and I'll be back here after midnight on what we call the Weather Nightcap. And there you go. So there will be a break, but keep in mind there's going to be another clipper coming in on Wednesday. So I think the lull is tomorrow night into Wednesday morning, and then some more. Yeah, feel free to come aboard anytime, and if you can't sleep, we do one of these after midnight. Actually, a lot of times after 1 a.m. Monday through Friday. Thank you, Julie. We appreciate your support. And thank you, guys. I really have to do some more forecasting and get ready for the Fox 66 News at 10. So we will see you on down the line, and hopefully we'll be back tomorrow. We will be back tomorrow and keep you updated. So take care of yourselves and each other. Make the most of the weather, and thank you for your support. Take care, everybody.